Got the shit in it.
From the 757 to the 713, where you know we stay whipping through the streets. Some will call it swinging bang, some will call it slow ride. I just call it cruising to the beat.
It's the Cruising Podcast.
Cruising to the beat.
Da, 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 da. It's the Cruising Podcast.
Cruising to the
Da, 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 da.
Yo, welcome back to another edition of the Cruising Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Cruz, and today is Tuesday, October 8th. Guess what today is? Ooh, guess what today is? It is Bleach Tuesday, you sexy beast. Let's go! Yeah! It's Bleach Tuesday. The biggest nerd day for your boy. Yes, my favorite anime of all time came out with its third core of the 1,000-year Blood War. Yeah! Woo! So, for Bleach Tuesday, I'm gonna let everybody know right now, these are going to be full on spoilers. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to shake it up and do it. This is going to be full on spoilers for Bleach 1,000 Years Blood War Cour 3 season opening. And then also, yeah, we're doing a Bleach rewatch. Yes, we are. Yeah. We're doing episode 1 of Bleach. The very first episode that came out 20 years ago. 20 years ago, we gonna talk about it. So yes, there will be spoilers. There will be, there definitely, I'm just letting it be known so I don't get cursed out. And so, you know what I mean? So you can actually maybe follow along. Who knows? Maybe you'll find something that I didn't. Because knowing me, I've watched the first episode at least 20 times. No, at least 5. At least 5. I've definitely watched the first episode at least 5 times, for sure. Mostly because I love Bleach that much. That's just what we do. Yeah, I haven't gone through the grind of watching all 300 some odd episodes. But here we are. And this is why we have a podcast. So, welcome, buckle up. And if you have just listened to the intro music of the pod, that is my bestie, one of my good friends, Gilla713, and also Nicole Quinn at Songbird ATX. Gilla713 at Gilla713, my bad, at Instagram. That's going to be the Instagram handle. He's got a new single that just came out, so you guys better go check that out. So I got it on my Apple Music. So I mean, if you have Apple Music or Spotify, or go to Bandcamp, you know what I mean, go check it out too. You know what I mean? My boy Gilla, Guilla, for your listening pleasure. Great rap. Not gonna lie to you. Also, he's a big nerd, just like I am. So that's just, you know what I mean, it's just A+. That's pretty much how we practically connected. Actually, what's kind of weird, before I start everything, what's kind of weird is that I couldn't figure out how to watch Bleach again for a while, for a very long time. And so I used to try to catch no Toonami. And also I went and bought the DVD stuff, but the DVDs cost entirely too much money at this point. DVDs are like $30. You know what I mean? I was a poor college student, still kind of a poor college student. But yeah, that's just a whole nother story to itself. But I was a poor college student. I can only get like one DVD at a time, and I didn't know internet, so I didn't know how to, do the whole, y'all know what it is, Kiss Anime. I wish I knew that back in the day. But actually, we connected on Bleach. To tell you the truth, he was the one that was like, "Yo, you need to get back to watching that." I was like, "What you mean?" He's like, "Dude just brought someone back alive." Just so he can fight him at full strength, because he's not gonna, because it would have been too easy to kill him. And I was like, I'm sold. and I was sold. And then this is just how I get into shows. This is just the way things happen. But a little backstory before I start my little rewatch. Before I start my review for real. So I kind of stopped watching anime for like a couple years in my high school years. Mostly because I didn't get home in time for Toonami. I played sports, so like Toonami would be off by the time I get home, and normally it would be like Thundercats or something. But I used to watch it at night. But once again, I used to go to bed. No, well, that's a lie. I used to be an insomniac, but I had HBO in my room. Nobody knew, but I had HBO at one time in my room. So what I used to watch, right, was yeah, that's a Patreon episode for what I used to watch on HBO. You're welcome. Go check out the Patreon, $3 a month. Okay, my bad. I didn't tell y'all where you can find the podcast and all that cool stuff. So, but I'm gonna continue on my story for 1 second. Yeah, so I stopped watching anime for a while there, and then the first episode of of Bleach that I actually watched was a filler episode that's going to come up very soon. Actually, it was kind of crazy. It was a filler episode that somehow I liked. I was like, this is an interesting show. And then I suddenly found the first episode. I forgot how I found the first episode, but I found the first episode and I couldn't stop watching it. Like, the rescue arc is possibly one of the greatest arcs in anime history. And anybody wants to talk anything different, and then when we talk about the Rancor arc too, pretty much the whole overlapping story arc is Ichigo going to fight a certain person. You'll find out that certain person actually probably 30, maybe 30, 40 episodes into the Bleach. So I know you guys are like, whoa, why are you keeping us on cliffhangers? Because I don't want to spoil that part. I'm going to give you guys the first episode. You can go and watch the first episode that's on Hulu right now, and I think on Disney Plus. Yes, it's on Disney Plus. I can't find it anywhere else. Okay, I tried to watch it on Crunchyroll. I tried Netflix. Netflix used to have Bleach on there. I guess they only had the live action movie, and I refused to like fully watch it because they mixed two fucking arcs into one, and it bothered the shit out of me. So I refused. I wouldn't put myself through that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue on with the actual animes. So here we are, and then that's pretty much how I got into watching Bleach. I love this show, and ever since then I've been buying Bleach gear. If you guys can see on YouTube, or on YouTube or Spotify video or whatever, I'm wearing my Bleach gear right now, dog. You know what I'm saying? And then been a big fan ever since. And man, waited 10 years when we thought this thing was dead for it to come back. And it was amazing. Every part of it. Yeah, I don't care. I know a lot of people didn't like the Bound arc. You're a fucking hater, okay? You're just a hater. The Fullbringer arc, we can talk about that later. So, the Fullbringer arc, we ain't gonna hear about that for like a year. So, maybe even a couple years. But let's continue on with 1,000 Years Blood War, Cour 3, first episode. Oh, and guess what? Where you can find the Cruising Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere you can find your podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you can find the latest updates to the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nicedown Finance. Let's go. We're going to start with this. First of all, fire ass intro. Okay, I don't know who. I think I forgot to get the name. I think it was like Monochrome, or I think that was the name of this. No, I think that's the outro. Forgot what the intro was. I ain't gonna lie to you. Forgot the name of it. Just know it's fucking fire. And I'm probably gonna go listen to it while I'm at the gym in a couple days. Just like I used to listen to the Fire Force theme song. I'm gonna listen to this bad boy while I'm in the gym going yay, bun, yay, bun, yay. Like just doing all that. I know, I understand. You guys are like, what does he mean by Bankai? You just don't worry about it. It's like a special move that people use with their Zanpakuto. All right, so sorry, my fault. We're gonna continue on. What is this? Oh, all right. But first of all, we start off with fire ass intro, and then we practically get a recap. Not a full recap, but we get like the last maybe 5 minutes of last season, kind of like the catches up. Remember, this hasn't been on for almost a year, so they kind of wanted to give us a little catch up, and some mustard. And so we see that Squad Zero, most of the members of Squad Zero, has given up their lives to one squad member. This was make them pretty much the ultimate power, and they gave it to the one person that I didn't think they should have gave it to. I ain't gonna lie to you, those weak ass fucking power. But it's just me. Pretty much the seamstress. She doesn't have any arms, but she can make like different like seams and fabrics and things like that, like looms. I don't know if you guys ever watched Wanted, where they have the looms and things like that. She pretty much trapped all of the Stir Raiders into different looms of this. That's just pretty much a Bankai with the power of the rest of Squad Zero, who are supposed to be way powerful. Like one of them is one of the people, one of the people that was part of Squad Zero can beat all 13 court guard squads. Captains. They can beat the captains easily. Like with no problem. Together type shit. That's how strong one of them is. One. Like you have four of them combined into one person. That person's supposed to be fucking unstoppable. Then we also go back to Ichiba fighting. Yo, I've been learning how to say his name, and as soon as it's go time, I forget how to say his name. Hold on, let me make sure I say it right so we can. I actually have it queued up. Don't worry. Hold on. Let me do this. Yajiva. That's his name. Yajiva. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna make sure y'all can hear it because it's spelled weird. Hold on.
Bleach.
I don't know why the fucking dude says it like this. Okay, so this is how you say the name.
Of the name is as Yuhava.
Yuhava. Yuhava. Doesn't even spell like that. It's YHWACH. That's how you say pretty much the king of all the Quincy's. By the way, I know some of you probably don't know what a Quincy is right now. Or if this is your first time listening to the podcast and me talking about Bleach, Quincy's pretty much are like bow and arrow people. They all use like arrow formed powers against these people called Soul Reapers. They're mortal enemies. Soul Reapers actually ordered the eradication. Actually, Captain Yamamoto ordered the eradication of all Quincy's. And Yajiva has been sleeping for 1,000 years, aka the 1,000 year, has been sleeping. I'm sorry, has just awakened. Awakened 900 years. Took 900 years to awaken. Took 90 years to get his strength or something. I forgot how they fucking did it, but it took 9 minutes into this episode to call himself the Almighty. But we'll continue on. The Almighty. Why are you the Almighty, huh? Okay, my bad. But we start off with him and Ichibe, whatever, and Yajiva fighting against each other. Pretty much Ichibe's power is like he has a paintbrush and he can take away your name. It's actually cool as shit. It's a sweet ass name. And then with the rest of his power actually, like, he can take colors. So he can make black and take all of black away. And so that's pretty much what he did with Yajiva. He thought that he beat him, and apparently, as Yajiva is falling down and thinking to himself, he's like, I finally opened my eyes. It took him 9 years to open his eyes and unleash power to give to the Stir Raiders, who are currently stuck in the loom. Of course, the first Stir Raider that gets out of there is Uryu Ishida. We're going to meet Uryu Ishida a little bit later on in the original Bleach, timeline. But I'm gonna talk about Uryu right now. Uryu is a former ally of Ichigo. Okay, he's a former ally. Okay, he was a Quincy that has fought numerous battles with and also against Soul Reapers, and he hates them with every fiber in his being because they did experiments on his grandfather, who taught him everything there is to know to be a Quincy. But his power actually unleashes into the rest of the Quincy's. Well, really his top ranked Quincy's. And so I'm gonna stick with the loom part first. Uryu gets out first. He starts to shoot at the seamstress, and she thinks that she has him. She has him actually kind of trapped. And then, you go back and then it's going to come back a little bit. And he says, "Ha, you think you have me? You're actually the one stuck in your own bunkai." Like she tells him, "Yeah, you're stuck inside my bunkai." And he's like, "That's funny because it seems like it's you that is stuck inside your bunkai." He said this in Japanese, by the way. This is not fucking dubbed yet, so I'm just putting it out there. So as he's doing this, as he's saying this, they go back and they show her actually stuck inside of her own bankai. And he was like, "You're going to eradicate my family. Fuck you." And smacks her with an arrow right through the fucking heart and kills her. So now we know that Uryu is too far gone. Okay, I think he's too far gone. I know that Ichigo last season was like, "I don't care what I have to do, even if I have to beat his ass and bring him back." He said, "I will," because that's how much of a friend he sees him as a brother. Practically. Well, Chad too. Well, Chad's like kind of his brother too. But he kills pretty much Squad Zero by himself. That's it. That's all. Okay? Pretty much that's what happened. After he gets really the steroid shot from Yajiva finally opening his fucking eyes. Once again, he is like the king / like god of the Quincy's. Okay, so, all right. So we're going to go back to him. After he comes back, and Ichibei is very much confused on how he didn't kill him. Don't understand why he thought he was going to kill this dude this quickly. Smoking a lot. Yeah, you must have been smoking on that heavy stuff. Or drinking that heavy stuff because he seems like a drinker. He does this little song and dance where he talks about how he's going to kill him. Pretty much how practically he's going to kill him and how he's going to do it with the hundreds of corpses and something like that, and like changes the scenery and does this dance and stuff. I've literally watched this show and watched this episode almost right after I watched Joker, and so a lot of musical shit was going on and it was really fucking bothering me. Just putting it out there. I know, I understand. I fucking hate musicals, but this what happened. Really, he just wasted fucking time. If we're being honest, he wasted all of our times. We knew that he was going to get folded very quickly, which is actually what happened. Really, he just gets crushed and his body split apart, except for his head. Literally, Yajiva said, "Okay, I'm done with this." Pretty much grabs the air and then just splits him into every part of his body except for his head. And then you see his head roll and he's dead. You know what I mean? It was that easy for him. Like, once he opened his eyes, that was it. And so, Yajiva, all the Stir Raiders got up there, started walking up. By the way, all this is happening at the little stairs of the Soul King. The plan right now with Yajiva is to go and kill the Soul King. That is his main goal right now. And he is steps away from being able to do so. Why? Because the Seirete, which is the Soul Society, which is pretty much the spirit world. Okay, so the worlds are split up into 3 different places. It's 3 different worlds. One person is supposed to be running all 3 worlds. That's the Soul King. So we have the land, the world of the living, of course. We have the Seirete, aka the Soul Society, and then we also have Hueco Mundo. Hueco Mundo, if you guys don't understand, Hueco Mundo is kind of like hell. No, hell is actually his own place, which is his own fucking thing. But Waco Mundo is where all the hollows come from. Going to talk about those soon. Okay, we'll go back. We are far away from fighting fucking hollows anymore. So he uses this thing called Reishi to pretty much make his stairs into him walking up to the Soul King to go kill this person. Okay, well, let me help you guys out. Make sure you guys know Reishi. It's like this essence that really Quincy's use. And the problem with the Seirete is that it's only made of Reishi. That's practically what everything is made of. Every being, not every being, but every like inanimate object that's there, that's in the Soul Society, is Reishi. And so the Quincy's are O fucking P when they step inside of the Soul Society. They also are OP when you have your fucking practical king walking around and just open his fucking eyes. I don't know what this means. It means that shit has went down and has went south for our Soul Reapers. So he's walking up the stairs in the most slowest, coolest way fucking possible. And when the Squad Zero person died, by the way, the whole Soul Society and everybody that's in the Soul Society felt when they died. Okay, they felt their spiritual pressure go down very quickly. Like, and it shows different screens of different people showing what happened, and was just like, oh, shit has gotten real. Sorry. Goodness gracious. So he's walking up the stairs in the most slowest, coolest way fucking possible. Most gangster shit ever. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was very fucking gangster. Let's just be real. What Udiu did was kind of fucking gangster too. He was like, yeah, yeah, you know, he got you. So pretty much he makes it up to the Soul King. We get to the steps and all the way up to the last step, and pretty much he says it's time for you to die. Pretty much, and that is the end of the episode. We hit the outro. Really, the episode kind of is like maybe 17 minutes long. Not the longest of episodes, but we're probably gonna get longer ones here later on. I think this was just really like we're just trying to ease you guys back in, which I appreciate it, because that's a lot of information to try to give you guys in one fucking sitting. But that's my job, baby. So later on we see Ichigo and the rest of the crew sitting inside of this little ball they just got shot up to get up to the Soul King. They needed a special little launcher to get them up there. Now, I like to say this, okay? I love Ichigo, all right? I'm a big fan of Ichigo, and one of my favorite characters, actually probably my favorite character of all time. Can he solo everybody that's in the anime kingdom? Yes, the fuck he can. Can he solo everybody in Cartoon Kingdom? Yes, the fuck he can. And I'll tell you why. Because no one can go into the soul realm and fuck with him, except for possibly Yu Yu Hakusho. Except for Yuji? No, Yusuke. Except for Yusuke. Who is fucking, Yu Yu Hakusho, if you guys ever watch it. That's probably the only fucking one that can fuck with him a little bit, but not as much as you think. But, continuing on. I completely forgot what the fuck. Oh, so he's in the ball getting shot up to the Soul King's palace, or whatever the fuck it is. And I don't understand why this is the end credits, by the way. He makes it to the end credits. He makes it there. He sees Ichibe. He hears the voice in his head, like, hey, say my name. Say my name. Ichibe? That was something, I forgot his last name. Ichibe? And then his body comes back into... So Ichibe has just gotten his body reanimated. Here's why. Because his Zanpakuto actually controls names. So if he controls his own name, he can bring himself... Anybody can bring him back to life by just saying his name out loud. Fire ass fucking Zanpakuto, by the way. That's sick as shit. And by the way, the only way he's about to beat Ichibe, fuck his name. I fucked it up already. Ichibe, I forgot his fucking name. The only way he could have killed him is that he changed his name to Black Ant. and he turned his whole thing into a foot. It was a whole thing. You guys got to go back and listen to that podcast or go watch the episode. But that's just the recap part. But apparently he can get brought back to life. And he was like, thank goodness he didn't crush my head or some shit like that. And that was pretty cool. But he was brought back and pretty much he sent Ichigo on a mission. He said, I'm not asking you to kill him. I'm asking you to stop him from killing the Soul King. And so Ichigo's just sitting there listening, like, yeah, that's the fuck I thought I was here for. Like, literally, I thought that was the mission anyway. Like, I was just here really to provide y'all assistance. I didn't know I was supposed to be the hero in this mission. Y'all are supposed to be the strongest motherfuckers up in here. I actually learned how to fight with you fuckers. So what are we doing here? That's what would have been my question. I learned from you guys, and y'all just got folded like it was fucking nothing. And by a guy whose ass I whooped back in season 1. Like, I whooped his ass. So I don't understand what we're doing here. So you forced me to become the fucking hero here because y'all don't know how to do your jobs. You had one fucking job, and that was to protect that little fucker that's inside of the capsule right now that's just sleeping away all this motherfucking carnage that's happening around him. So that's just what we're doing? Okay, cool. I'm just gonna walk up the steps now and go stop this overpowered motherfucker with his 10 fucking friends. That's what he has to do. Yeah, that's literally what the job is for Ichigo. Also, here's my thing, man. I don't understand why Ichigo's always fucking late. Okay, he's always late. He's always late. You know, too much happens before Ichigo gets there. It feels like Goku on some ways. But this time around, like, Ichigo is surrounded by titties. Okay, that's just pretty much. I just let's tell the truth. We're gonna tell the truth. You want the truth or you want the lie? You know what I'm saying? He's surrounded by it. And he's just like, look, well, shit, man. Get a look at some titties for like at least 10 minutes before we get back, before I have to go start killing some motherfuckers. So that's cool. Hopefully no one died while I was sitting in here looking at titties. And yeah, he definitely definitely a couple people have died since, he decided to just sit inside of a fucking ball and get launched and wait. And, it's just, this is why I respect Ichigo. All right. I respect it because that's what the fuck I would do. I mean, if I think that this is it, like that's where I would like to be surrounded by a little bit before I walk out and start trying to stop this godly fellow. Like that would, yeah, I think that's pretty much what the plan was. So, really, that's practically the show. I mean, that's pretty much the episode. The only other thing that I liked in the outro was fucking amazing, by the way. Great song. I think that was Monochrome. That was called Monochrome. But I like through the intro that they showed my boy Grimjow Jagger Jack. One of my favorite villains of all time of Bleach. Actually, probably my second favorite character. Like, it used to be Renji. I thought Renji was a problem. And then Grimjow just, like, took that whole mantle away like it was fucking nothing. Like, it was easy money for him. So, yeah, it was nice seeing Grimjow. They teased him in the first Cour, but they never went back to that tease. But it looks like that they're about to pay that shit off. And then Aizen sitting there, I don't understand. I was surprised that Aizen was still fucking alive. I ain't gonna lie to you. But we'll talk about Aizen here in a little bit. Actually, he's pretty fucking important. He's pretty important in Bleach verse. So, yeah. That's pretty much what happened in episode 1. Hopefully it wasn't too shittily explained. And I explained it in my own words. I feel like some people just would do it and just be robotic. I won't be robotic about this. I'm going to talk some my shit. Okay. I want to include myself in the Bleach universe. So hope you guys enjoy that type of review, then you're in the right fucking place. Just putting it out there. And also honest review. I mean, I'm being honest with you. I was very upset with Ichigo before being late. Also not too upset with him because he once again was surrounded by titties and also by Yodoichi. Like, I would want to be surrounded by Yodoichi too. So that's fine. I understand. You know what I'm saying? But we got a job to do. All right. Not, not a beat off job, but a job to do. Just putting it out there. Okay, we're continuing on. All right, and that was the episode 1 of Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War of Cour 3. Shit, Cour 3. Before I fucked that up. Cour 3 of Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War. Yeah, welcome. Ha ha! All right, that shouldn't have took me 30 minutes, but it did. I don't give a fuck. All right, so episode 1 of Bleach, the very first motherfucking episode. I probably should have started with this first because you get a little bit of a background, but I didn't because I don't give a fuck. All right, cool, let's go. Episode 1 of Bleach. This is probably how I probably might do the beginning Bleach before I do the Thousand Year Blood War, so we can have context to some of these people. But right now we not. So here we are. Okay, I had to breathe for a second there. Episode 1, we start off with actually seeing Waco Mundo. Black and white Waco Mundo. The first person we hear actually talking is Ruki Okuchi. Ruki Okuchi is a soul reaper. Pretty much her job is to exercise souls into going back to performing this thing called the console to send the souls back to the Soul Society, aka I would say heaven. I would call the Soul Society heaven, and also eradicating hollows. Hollows are things, these evil spirits that come out that all they want to do is consume souls, and the job of Soul Reaper is to pretty much kill those fuckers. And that is Rukia's job when we first see her. Don't know any of her background yet. Ichigo is just a 15-year-old student at, in high school. He tells you all this. That's his occupation is high school. And the first time we see Ichigo is him folding 4 bullies who decided to knock over a bottle with flowers in it. He left the flowers for this spirit that he sees. So he thinks that it's because his parents, his dad, Ishin, owns not a medical, like a little bit of an urgent care type deal. And he thinks that seeing most people close to, like, he's seeing pretty much his father handle life and death. This is probably why he sees souls all the time. And also his sister can see him too. Kame can see him. I don't think Uzu can. She says that she can feel them, but she can't see them. But he said, like he says in the beginning, he said, ever since I can remember, I've been able to see spirits. And so he was leaving that for the little girl. Apparently these guys were skateboarding around. He folded up their leader. They were like, no, we're not going to fuck with you. We're sorry about everything. And they ran away. Because Ichigo is a fucking gangster from day fucking 1. Understand that shit. So we continue on. He comes home, and Ishin, the first time we see him, is that he's kicking his son in the face for coming home late for dinner. Yeah, I don't think that's a regular greeting from a father to the son for being late to school. I mean being late to home. Like me, I had a single parent also, and she didn't play those games if we came home late. Well, I'm not going to say what happened because I feel like that's not politically correct nowadays, but shit happened, okay? If we, if we were a little late, okay? Just put it out there. Not even a little late. Like, if whatever. We're going to continue on. Great parenting skills. I feel like that parenting skill is fucking out the door for some reason, and that's a fuck up and for society. Just putting it out there. Bunch of pussy parents out there. Just putting it out there. No, I'm joking. Not a bunch of pussy parents. Actually, y'all are great parents. A lot of y'all are great parents, and that's what the fuck you need to do. That's what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Understandable. I am for corporal punishment. Fine by me. Do what you gotta do. Some motherfuckers just need a hand to face just for the fuck of it. Not for the fuck of it if they did something bad. You know what I mean? Either the parent's gonna do it or some dude named Jerome inside the jail. Which way you want to go? That's it. All right, we're going to continue on. Sorry, my bad. So Sheen kicks him in the face. You know what I mean? He tells him, why would you greet your son like that? Blah, blah, blah. Really, Sheen is the butt of all the kids' jokes. He has trouble beating up his own 15-year-old son. Ishine actually has a very big fucking secret. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna give you. I know, you guys. You're like, what? What's going on? Why didn't you tell us this? No, I can't. I can't tell you what his secret is. But Ishine has a big fucking secret. Um, you'll see Uzu and Kadin mostly in filler episodes. Like they will have their star to shine in filler episodes. I will tell you guys that. His two sisters definitely will have that time. And also the Graham Fisher arc for sure. They have a little bit of time too. But continue on. So he comes out and apparently like Rukia is outside of his window and she walks into his room. Unbeknownst to Ichigo, like she doesn't think Ichigo can see her. And Ichigo actually kicks her. And like me myself, if somebody is in my house and just can float inside of the window, we have a problem because that's a ghost. And I'm not fighting that. I'm not normally you can't hit those fuckers back. So he was able to kick her. She was like, "Oh my gosh, you can see me." He was like, "Yeah, I can see you and touch you, you dumb motherfucker. Why are you walking through my window?" Pretty much type deal. I'm once again, these are my own words. I don't want to pretty much not giving you guys spoilers, just my own words giving you guys this. So, pretty much she goes on to put a Kaido. Fuck. Is it Kaido? Is it Kaido? Kaido on to a binding spell. How about we do this? We'll do a binding spell on Ichigo. She gives him a binding spell. She pretty much locks his whole arms up and things like that. Kind of stop him, just like, to stop him from just fucking doing shit. And she goes on to explain to us the difference between holes, which are regular spirits that you see, and then hollows, and then the two different worlds. You know what I mean? And talking about performing the consoles. Of course, we have a funny moment where he's like, he said first, "Why are your pictures so bad?" and then she draws a French mustache on Ichigo. It's hilarious. I don't give a shit. It's 20 years old and it's still fucking funny. Animation, though, has definitely came a long way. Let's be real. So pretty much she explains her job, pretty much, which I explained to y'all guys earlier, was about a job of Soul Reaper. And the problem is that her senses are being dulled because Ichigo has such strong spiritual pressure. We'll get into that a little. Well, you know what? We'll get into it now. Spiritual pressure is somebody that like can feel spirits, but also has this power within them that that right now Ichigo doesn't even know about yet. She doesn't know that she doesn't know that her senses are practically being dulled by Ichigo. Ichigo can hear this big ass hollow growling from like miles away, and she cannot hear it until it gets to their house and knocks down the walls of the house and pretty much scratches up one of the sisters, which is Uzu, and actually grips up Kadin ready to eat her. So the reason why the Hollow was doing this is to pretty much like drag Ichigo out of the house. First of all, Ichigo's in binding spell. He has to go try to save his sisters. The binding spell, that Rukia has put him into, she's already ran downstairs. He falls down the steps, all the rest of the shit that with the binding spell. And somehow he was strong enough to break all of that. Pretty much by the power of friendship power of brother. Power of eldest brother. Made him break the spells that was around him when she put it on him. And he was like, fuck this, I'm gonna go save my sister. He smacks the damn demon or the Hollow with a fucking chair, and she cuts the arm of the Hollow to make it like drop Kadi. And so he's like, he finds out that, this Hollow's after him after. He said, "Yo, you're a fucking coward. Why would you just not come after me, pussy?" Pretty much calling him a pussy. And so the Hollow said, "Okay, fuck it. I guess I'm gonna eat you then, bitch." So he goes to go eat him. Pretty much Ichigo is trying to sacrifice himself for his sisters. That's what fucking older brother does. So problem is that Rukia fucks everything up, goes and gets herself bitten by this hollow. Now, this is not vampires or zombies. No, she is not going to turn into a hollow, or she's not going to turn into a hollow. Don't get it twisted. So she gets bitten by this hollow on the shoulder, and she actually stabs him in the mouth and was like, look, you're a fool. He said, you really think that you were going to satisfy its hunger? They're just going to continue to eat, you fucking dipshit. They're probably going to eat your sisters next once they eat you. So you pretty much would have just been fucked. And so she was like, but do you want to save your sisters and yourself or whatever? And he was like, yeah, I would like to do that. How can I do that without me getting killed and them getting killed all at the same time? By the way, their father went on a important business meeting. Don't know the fuck he's going to the business meeting in the middle of the night for. But hey, you know what? That means that he just had a dick appointment. You know what I'm saying? This is what he did. He had a dick appointment. Let's be real. You know what I mean? He's a single guy. You know what I mean? He likes to throw his dick around a little bit. You know what I mean? You know, that's my guess. That's what I think the meeting was. Just putting it out there. Okay, continuing on. So she is like, you want to save your sisters? He's like, yes. And she was like, I have to stab you with my Zanpakuto. And he was like, hold on. Wait, hold on. Won't that fucking kill me? She was like, no, it's just going to give you some of my power so you can become a substitute Soul Reaper. And he was like, okay. And so she stabs him with the Zanpakuto. He eats that shit, pretty much takes most of her power away, and has this big ass Zanpakuto. Now, oh my bad. Let me tell you what a Zanpakuto is. It's pretty much a sword. My bad. It's a sword. So, now I know you guys are like, what the fuck is a Zanpakuto? My bad. My bad. I know I'm not doing the greatest at explaining sometimes. But, because I'm very fucking excited. This is the first episode. Very hyped about this. So, Ichigo does the famous sword thing, and the music comes on. This is the first time we hear the music. Okay, but oh yeah, yeah, that's the song. Yeah, okay, y'all hear the song. You will get used to hearing this fucking song because this song is very important with Ichigo until he fights a certain person. Then the song stops forever. Okay, continuing on. So Ichigo has the big ass sword, and she was like, I've never seen a Zanpakuto that big. And he was like, you damn right you haven't. And so he goes and kills the hollow with one strike because he's a fucking gangster. Once again, we're talking about Ichigo. So he's a fucking gangster. He already knew how to swing the sword. Don't know how without any fucking training. So he was able to kill the hollow, and then all of a sudden you see, pow, Ichigo Kurosaki, age 15, occupation student, and Soul Reaper. And that is the end of the episode. Yeah, that's the end of it. And then we go to Life is a Boat, which is one of the better fucking outros of all fucking time for Bleach. Also, secondly, I forgot to talk about the famous intro. I don't know what the fuck they're saying. Okay, it's Japanese. Okay, I'm a fucking black kid from fucking North Philadelphia. You think I know Japanese? No, I do not. I know Guapanese though. I gets that guap, baby. I'm sorry, my fault. That's terrible. Let's not do that again. But that is the first episode of Bleach of all time. And yes, I told you guys there's gonna be heavy spoilers, but I didn't kind of, you know, like I said, I did it my own way because I do shit my own style. It's pretty much how I would have said everything that would have happened. And so it's a great show. Okay, you're gonna enjoy the first episode. You're gonna be like, this shit is fucking fire. And you might watch number 2 without me. And that'll be a fucking mistake because you won't be explained how it was. And I haven't watched the second episode yet. I told myself I'm only gonna watch one episode at a time as I'm explaining this shit. I'm actually wrote down notes, which I'm very excited about. I'm very excited about this new development of Andrew Cruz and podcast. Pretty much to help me like get my shit together. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this explanation. Hopefully you go and watch Bleach for real, for real. Y'all should go watch Bleach. You're gonna fucking, if you want to get a great introduction to anime, that's one of the better ones because it's an isekai. Yes, I call it isekai. If no one else calls it, you're a fucking idiot. So, sorry. Goodness gracious, started getting nauseous again. This sucks. But yeah, that's Bleach for your ass. That's the first episode of it. I love it. This is one of my, like I said, this is my favorite anime of all time. If I had a top 5, I don't know yet. I don't even know what the top 5 would be. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, it's starting to get a little late over here. So I guess we'll call it the episode today. So I want to tell all you guys, I love all of you. Thank you so much for listening to the Cruising Podcast. Where you can find the Cruising Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere else you can find podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you can find the latest updates to the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nicetown Finest. And I refuse to call the fuck next. Sorry to tell you guys that. Also, just want to let you guys also know that every Tuesday until I am done watching Bleach, you will get a full spoiler review of the show. So I am telling you right now, if you want to go and pretty much watch along with me, maybe watch the episodes first and then go listen to the podcast if you want to do that. That's all up to you. But that's just all the thing I can really give y'all. Also, you will find out later on what happens to the kid's mom, or kid, well, pretty much the family's mom. Just putting it out there. So with that, I would like to say, I love all you guys. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.